So in this video I'm going to be talking about the sine rule, which is a topic which you learn in trigonometry, but it is not related to the study of right angle triangles. The sine rule is actually applicable only to non-right angle triangles. So a non-right angle triangle would look something like this if I drew it. So it would be like, you have this triangle, okay, so this would be 40 degrees, this would be 30 degrees, this would be, if you 180 minus the 40 degrees and 30, this would be 110 degrees, this would be, let's make it 12 centimeters, let's make this 4 centimeters, and let's make this 8 centimeters. Okay, so the sine rule works for these kind of triangles where the angles are not equal and sides are not equal, and this is very common when it comes to IGCSE questions. However, they can also give you in the form of an isosceles triangle, but the sine rule remains the same. And now let's move on to the sine rule. Okay, so the sine rule is basically divided up into two different types. So there's one which is used for when you want to solve for a side, and another one which is used for when you want to solve for an angle. I'll talk about the one how the formula of the angle, how to find an angle, in the next video. In this video I'll be talking about the formula for a side, for finding a side. Okay, so basically the sine rule for sides states that a side, which is A, over the sine of an angle A. And what's specific about this angle A is that it is the angle which is opposite to side A. Okay, so if I draw a triangle right now, okay, so if this is A, then this is the opposite angle. Okay, so its sine would be equal to another side over the sine of another angle, this angle being opposite to this side, which is equal to another side, with the last side I mean, over the sine of the last angle, this angle being opposite to this side. So basically it means that it interrelates all of these sides and angles. Okay, so, and you don't use the whole thing, it's just showing you can basically you only use two of them. Okay, and you don't have to put them in any specific order, as I'll show you now. Okay, so now let's move on to some questions. Okay, so let's see, so let's take a simple one. Okay, let's take this triangle, this kind of a triangle. Okay, and let's make this angle 57, let's make this one 42, let's make this one 8 meters, let's make it 8 meters, and let's make this one x. Okay, so as you can see, we have a triangle, a non-right angle triangle. So basically it's scalene where angles are not the same and sides, well, we don't know the other angle and side, but okay. So now we'll use, and it's saying to find the side, so therefore we're going to use this formula over here. Okay, so as the formula states, what we have to do is the side, which is this, the side which needs to be found, x, over the sine of A, and we said that angle A is opposite to side A, and in this case side A is x, and therefore this would be sine A, or the sine of the angle which is opposite to x. So sine of 42 is equal to, now since we don't have any other information like this angle, this one over, this angle over here, and this one, so we're going to use this one because we have another side and another angle, and this angle is opposite to this side. Okay, so we use that and we get, remember, side, which is 8 meters, over its opposite angle, which is 57, and sine of that, so sine of 57. Quite simple, isn't it? Yeah. So now when we solve for it, we get sine of 57 multiplied by x, because we multiply this with this, or this numerator with this denominator, and this denominator with this numerator. That was just a lot of numerators and denominators. Okay, anyway, so therefore sine of 42 multiplied by 8. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we need to make x, or isolate x. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by sine of 57, and therefore when we do that, we now know what x is equal to. However, we now need to calculate. So we get x is equal to sine of 42 multiplied by 8 over sine of 57. Okay, we don't leave it like that, we use a calculator. So we press the fraction button first, we then press sine, then we write 42 close brackets multiplied by 8. We go to the denominator space, we press the sine button, 57 close brackets, we press equals, and then we round it to 3 significant figures. When we do so, we get x is equal to 6.38 centimeters. Okay, centimeters. Okay, so that's one example. Now let's move on to a little challenging question, or a bit more challenging question. Okay, so let's take this one. Okay, so this is a triangle. This side is 95, or this angle is 95. This one over here is 40. This one is 11 meters. This side is 11 meters, and this is x, and we need to find for x. Now, if you guys noticed, is that we don't have, or x doesn't have an opposite angle over here. It doesn't have an opposite angle, so therefore we're going to have to use a different method. Okay, so I'll just erase this, so you guys now know what is the reason why we don't have x. Okay, or we can't find x immediately. We need to use a different way. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you guys think about it, we can do something like this. Is that we find this angle over here, this angle, because we have two other angles, and what we're going to do is do 180 minus 95 minus 40 degrees, and when we do that, we get, I believe, 95 minus 40, so that will be, yes, 45. We get 45 degrees. Now we have 45 degrees, and now we're basically going to use the sine rule for solving a side. So we have its opposite angle, or two sides and their opposite angles, so you put it in the format. So therefore it will be x side over its opposite angle, which in this case is 45, and the sine of that, sine of 45 degrees, is equal to 11 meters over the sine of the angle that is opposite to it, which is in this case is 95 degrees. And therefore we get x is equal to, we'll just leave this whole calculation behind. We're going to we multiply these two, and we get sine of 45 multiplied by 11 meters, we'll leave the 11, over sine of 95. I'll just recap, or I'll tell you why. Because we multiply these, and then we have to divide both sides by sine of 95. Now when we do that, we get sine of 45 multiplied by 11 divided by sine of 95, and the answer we have to round it to is two significant figures, and in this case x will be equal to 7.81 meters. Okay, so that was this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment.